need a reform stimulus is what you're saying, Ajay, because the government, like you're saying, we've ended up see the government do the heavy lifting when it comes to Capex so far. And you also said some of that heavy lifting has taken place by the Reserve Bank's action on interest rates as well. But when you look at the overall picture, the reforms push, I'm just wondering now, is it going to be a knee-jerk reaction? What else can the government do by way of hand-holding? Because these exporters would find themselves at sea right now. And we're talking about investment decisions getting delayed because of all the uncertainty.
Yeah, and also the Chinese dumping.
That too.
If you look at the March numbers of China, their global exports went up 12%. There was front loading. So everybody got in Chinese goods before the full tariffs came in. But 14% increase in monthly increase of exports to India. So year on year, 14% up for March. That is very worrisome. If you look at where are the Chinese ships going now, Vikram? After April 2nd, a lot of Chinese ships are now calling on UK ports. So the Chinese goods are being dumped into Europe via UK already. And India saw 14% increase of Chinese exports. So the real big risk is China is this factory of the world which can't sit idle, which has to keep churning out goods. It will start dumping goods at the marginal utility function, at the marginal cost. They will start selling goods around the world, which can create a huge deflation. And that's why you have the fear of a recession
Yeah.
coming in. Uh, if that happens, Indian industry will need protection. So, we have to raise some barriers to Chinese goods coming in. We have a massive trade deficit with China already. And if that starts growing at 14-20%, it's a big issue.
Right.
Second, the PLI has to be really increased. If you look at the balance sheets of Chinese companies over last 10 years, 15 years, the kind of subsidies they got were like 10x, 20x of our PLIs. So we need to put in more.
Yeah.
And third is easier tax, easier GST. We need to cut GST immediately to lead to a consumption boom. You can do some other easy things to put money in people's hands. Income tax is done. But if you cut GST, that immediately on consumption, it starts having an impact. And then industry needs a reforms package. That is very clear. The corruption on the ground is very strong. That is the big trouble for the SME, for the smaller industrialists. The
Yes.
big guys can manage everything,
Yes.
but the small guys are really stuck in a quagmire.
In fact,